never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian never intended to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet, but soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready Podcast.
Hey man, sorry I'm late. My superpower kicked in. Unfortunately, it's procrastination and it is effective, so sorry again. Hi, hey everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Never Ready Podcast. I'm Christian Navarrete, your host, and I've got with me today author, comic book creator, podcaster, and of course, comic book fanatic, Jared Gifford. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Very well. Good to see you. Good to have you on here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm excited. Hey, so I saw you at Free Comic Book Giveaway Day just about a month ago.
Yeah.
And that's when I was already planning on doing a podcast. And I remember from 10 years to 15 years prior to that, at a Free Comic Book Day, I saw you and you were there signing your book, your issue number 2 at that point, perhaps, of Captain Darum? Is that how you pronounce it?
Darum, Captain of the Stars.
Captain of the Stars. Darum, Captain of the Stars.
Yeah.
And first of all, I recognized you from high school and middle school, and I just thought, I didn't know he did this, even at that point. And then I saw you again, and it sounds like things are going great.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring you on the show and have you just kind of give us an idea of your voyage to what you are now, what you become.
What, did you want me to start from the beginning?
Well, I didn't know you in middle school. I was a quiet kid. I didn't talk very much to people. Like, what were you like in middle school?
Well, I pretty much hung out with the weird / strange kids.
Okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, now I'm gonna have to tell you everything wrong with me. The thing is that I was an autistic kid.
Okay.
I'm also I have extreme OCD.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. And then another fun thing, and this just barely happened recently, was I have adult onset diabetes.
Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's a family trait, so it's inevitable.
God. Don't need to laugh. It's just I know about family traits. Bad news.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Is like that was going to happen regardless.
Okay. Well, there we go. Here we are.
Yeah, and
showing our age already.
Yeah. But I'd have to say that funny is when it comes to people I didn't know, I didn't really talk all that much. Okay. I was kind of quiet. But here's the thing. With my friends, they couldn't get me to shut up. Yeah.
People you were comfortable with?
Yeah. It's like, that. In fact, that's kind of a joke within my family, is that they said it took them 5 years just to get me to say anything, and the rest of my life to get me to shut up. Yeah.
It's a good joke, though, and I'm glad that that's the case as opposed to the other way around. So.
Well, yeah, and that's true. And, and as far as my journey into writing goes, I had... I dabbled a lot back in school, but the thing is I never really thought I was going to ever make a career out of it. Okay. Oddly enough, I fell into the trap that so many other people do when they get to when they start getting to adult age, is that the people tell you, oh, you need to let go of that childhood stuff. You need to grow up, be an adult, get a job, whatever. Yeah. I ended up getting a job for 10 years that I hated.
Well, what did you work? What kind of job was it?
Let's see, several different things. I've I worked in the laundry over at Red Mountain Spa, and I also worked at a youth facility known as Sunhawk. They went out of business years ago.
Yeah, familiar.
And then for about 14 years, I was working over at St. George Care Center in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what got me back into writing, getting the writing bug and everything, is that what happened was, I've always been a big fan of big storytelling, because my dad used to read like like the big novels to me as a kid. Like he would be reading my brother and I like the Hobbits / Lord of the Rings stuff, and then he was also reading like Dune and stuff to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very important, sci-fi, classics. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, my dad loved reading, but I think I'm fortunate because both my parents are big readers. My dad liked the big epic fiction. My mom was more of a fan of like historical fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get some truth in there. That's important too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's kind of a family tradition. But as far as writing goes, I kind of got the bug again when I was in my late 20s. A friend of mine had been going to one of the local comic book stores, and
in town here.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it was when I first got introduced to David over at Comics Plus.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and anyway, but this was back when he had a location that was over
Sunset.
Okay, yes,
Dubs?
that was back when he was in that location.
Yeah.
But back before he was on Boulevard.
Right, when he first got here. He was
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
When he first came over here from Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so a friend of mine introduced me to that because he actually took me to a free comic book day.
Okay.
The free comic book day, I got to admit, that helps out a lot of fans.
Oh yeah, David Rowland puts on a great, and he does a really good job in bringing people. So yeah, it's good. It's good for us.
And anyway, I saw that all their trades were 25% off that day.
Okay.
And so I actually bought a couple of trades that, because what happened was I had stopped reading comic books when I was a teenager.
Okay.
But funny thing is, I kind of didn't because I was actually still reading manga.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
definitely a comic book medium. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Very similar. And anyway, so I went and I was like, okay, what was the stuff I was reading before I stopped reading? And I basically got me some Wolverine stuff, got me some stuff from the Flash.
Oh, nice.
And then one run I hadn't read since I was a kid is the Walter Simonson run of Thor.
Oh yeah, that stuff's great, and the art is fantastic.
Oh yeah. I mean, Walter Simonson, in my opinion, like to me, he was just as good as guys like Jack Kirby.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to think that he also didn't he at some point work with his wife?
Him and Louise him and Louise worked together off and on for various projects, but then they have a lot of projects that they've done solo that they've done really, really good on. Because he's really the one he's really known for is his Thor run. Right. But like with Louise Simonson, she's really known for things like her
Steel run.
Well, yeah. Well, I was just going to get the better thing for
Sorry.
her X Factor run.
Oh yeah.
She's also known. She was a long time editor for X-Men when Chris Claremont was writing.
Okay.
That's
awesome.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm delving into her. Big fan, but I've never gone deep. And thank you for coming on because I'm learning new things.
2 documentaries you should watch.
Okay.
You should watch first. It's called Chris Claremont's X-Men.
Okay.
And that goes through his entire run of X-Men.
Yeah.
By the way, it was a 17-year-long run.
Yeah, it's huge.
Longest. No one's ever going to touch that.
No.
And especially nowadays, no one's ever going to touch that.
And
Chris Claremont's unbeatable.
Oh, and he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
One way or another, whether it's like Team X-Men.
Sometimes it's like a one shot. Sometimes it's a different series. I don't think he's ever come back to the main title, but I have seen some one shots, and I have seen like stuff for all the characters because he did do I think a more recent Gambit run.
Really? No, I didn't. I missed it. I missed that one. I'm trying to get in there again, but there's a lot going on. That's really cool.
That's one, and then the other documentary you should check out is called She Makes Comics, and it's a documentary about the women who are creators in comics.
Okay, that will be really fun to. Is it an available?
Oh yeah, it's actually so many different streamers you can do it. I think I've watched them both on the Roku channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's a fantastic free bit. A little bit of commercials. I'd love it. That's
Oh yeah, well, in fact, it doesn't ruin the experience for me.
No.
And when it comes to documentaries, it's funny. If I'm watching like a movie, that the commercials can't interfere.
Yeah.
But when it's a documentary, it doesn't bother me.
So it was the Walt Simonson run of Thor that kind of got you.
Yeah, and it was that one that kind of really got me back into comic books.
Right.
And once again, I wasn't considering writing yet, but I was back into comic books and I enjoyed it. But what happened was there was a comic book club that had started over there.
Over there at the comic shop?
Yeah,
Okay.
and one of my old friends, unfortunately, he's moved up to Salt Lake these days. But back when he was living here, he got me introduced to that. And then what happened was he was part of a Marvel fan group, which wrote Marvel fan fictions.
Oh, okay.
And him and a whole bunch of other guys from like all over the country and whatnot would write fan fictions for their favorite characters.
And how would you share this? Was it like on a forum or just with
it was its own website. It was just called Marvel Redo. Unfortunately, I don't think it's been updated for a while, so I'm pretty sure it's just chock full of spam these days.
It'd be nice to revisit that. I'm interested. So
but back when it was active, there was a whole ton of people I met there. Because not only was he there, but then I met then I met a guy named Eric DeFulmer. Then I met another guy named Andy Wright. A whole bunch of other guys whose name is blank. I'm blanking on now.
I understand. No, there's a lot of people to know.
But I got a really great group of friends there. And anyway, and my thing is I wrote some Thor stories there.
Okay.
And
some Doctor Strange as well, or just mostly Thor?
Not a lot of people know that I wrote some Doctor Strange fan fiction.
I would never go into anything completely blind. I want to know a little bit more about you. I just want to expand on what I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wrote that, and then I actually did a few Silver Surfer stories.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, those were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one I wanted to do, because not a lot of people touch on this, even in the comic books nowadays. I did a Tales of Asgard featuring the Warriors 3.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, you are a fan. Remind me of the three warriors.
The Warriors 3. Oh, they're Thor's friends.
I know. I just can't remember their names very well.
I know. There's Hogan. There's Volstagg. Fandral was the other one.
With an F?
With an F, yeah.
Fandral. Okay. You were writing fan fiction for the Tales of the Warriors 3?
Yeah, and then all those other ones, yeah. And then what happened was my friend Eric DeFulmer.
Okay.
He got a job working at an independent comic book company called Shot in the Dark.
Okay.
Now, he loved my fan fiction, especially my Doctor Strange stuff that I did. Because what I did was, I did kind of an interesting take on Doctor Strange. I decided to turn it more into a horror story, and less just kind of, magical, mystical thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Okay, so it was a horror story version of like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Who was your villain?
I'm
sure there's many villains, but
I just made up a bunch.
That's thing is, awesome.
Because I could easily just go down the well of like the regular ones. Like I could use Dormammu, or it's just any, or even I could use like Doctor Doom or something, because he's also does magic.
Yeah.
But no, I felt in this case, because of the tonal shift I was doing, it was probably best to introduce new villains.
Okay, great. Yeah, and you came up with some doozies. Like you had your own like.
It's been so long, so I can only remember bits and pieces of that one. But
just curious, because it's like how to create your own villains, and then like are these villains that you had for something else, or you created specifically for Doctor Strange?
It depended on what kind of story I was doing. Because like with the first story, I did have a little bit of a fantasy / almost Prince Valiant kind of feel to it.
Okay.
So my villain was much more sort of this like dark, evil, noble kind of person, who also dabbled in sorcery. But then I had a story right after that dealt with possession.
Okay. Yeah.
And basically, bad guys / bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically these demonic entities that would enter into people, and then it would also physically alter their appearance so that they had like these like flat faces and horribly sharp teeth.
Okay. So they resembled like their demonic counterparts or whatever. So they actually
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay.
Their physical appearance changed.
Yeah.
When they got possessed. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he really liked your story.
Yeah, he did. And what happened was he told me to get a hold of the guy who owned Shot in the Dark Comics.
Okay.
Got a hold of him.
Do you remember his name?
I can't. That's the
okay.
problem.
No
That's
worries.
the problem.
No worries.
See, this is so many years ago. But I just remember he was a nice guy. Got a hold of him, and what happened was, unfortunately, he wasn't taking original stories at that point. However, he had some of his own creations that he wanted other like writers and artists to tackle.
Okay. Let's work on it with him.
And he had this this idea, because I wrote the script, but he had this idea for a comic book called Super Stoopid.
Okay.
Yeah, and the stupid was spelled like the cartoon version, like STOOPID.
Okay.
And yeah, no, it was a fun one because that one is you basically, and then I expand because the whole
Premise.
the whole premise and everything, and I expanded on this premise was that you basically had this planet where all these people were so idiotic they were referred to as stupids.
Okay.
And Super Stoopid is basically considered the smartest of the stupids.
That's awesome.
And what happened was, but these people are so stupid that everything else has had to develop a consciousness in order to compensate for their stupidity.
Oh, God.
So all the animals are much smarter than them, and then inanimate objects like tables and chairs and everything have had to develop their own consciousnesses in order to compensate for their stupidity. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a real fun spoof comic.
Yeah.
And then anyway, what happens is every once in a while, the smartest of the stupids would get sort of because most of them were just like laborers and stuff, but some of them would get promoted to work in different areas, and these would. Or they would take the smartest of the stupids. Okay. And anyway, what happens is he's taken into this room and basically said, okay, you're gonna work on this thing, nothing important, but just like some kind of mundane work. Okay. And then anyway, what happens is they leave, and then he finds these. He finds these various parts from a whole bunch of different things in this big pile, right? And he constructs it into the world's craziest looking spaceship. He ends up leaving the planet in a big old flaming heap. And then and ends up going to and crash landing on Earth. So there's these two rednecks who witness the spaceship crashing. When they find him, they think he's the bee's knees. Like they think he's awesome, smartest guy in the world. They love him, and he's their guy. That's really cool. Yeah. The other person he runs into is a college student. This person's actually smart, and what happens is how they kind of get acquainted is. College student goes to find him so that maybe he can make some money. When he was crashing down in a flaming heap, his rocket ship flew right by the college that the college student was in, and ended up breaking all the windows in the entire facility. Yeah. And then the dean, being kind of a horrid prick, had decided that instead of the school paying for it, the students had to pay for it. Okay. Yeah. And then basically he sort of acts as the group's kind of babysitter because he's the only smart one in the group. Yeah. Because Super Stoopid is he thinks he's smart, but he's an idiot. Yeah. And then the rednecks, they're just his devoted followers. Yeah. Okay. And then they just have all sorts of crazy adventures and sorts of hilarious sci-fi stuff that happens. There's this alien group that comes to invade Earth, and one of the leaders is he's this guy that he wants to be taken seriously because he's like this ruthless galactic bounty hunter, but he's got the head of a beagle, so he just looks adorable.
So it's hard to take him serious.
Yeah, and then there's a part where they're like the four of them are going in to try and sabotage one of the main ships, right? It's like, come on, it's not like there's a big switch that they'll just self-destruct the thing, and then no, they look right into the next room and it's this big switch to self-destruct the whole thing.
Okay, so you delve in a lot of like ironic situations. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
As hilarious as that is, it never saw the light of day.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, because what happened was shortly after that, the company folded.
Oh no!
So yeah,
wow.
that was never able to see print. But opportunity knocked the just a few months later.
Okay.
Because I met a guy named Gabriel Ramirez at a free comic book day. See, free comic book day saves my life on so many things.
Yeah.
And what happened was he had his own comic book company, which he called Crazy Monkey Inc.
Right.
And what happened was, I've always been a big Captain Harlock fan.
Would you remind me of Captain Harlock?
Captain Harlock, oh man, it's old manga / anime.
Okay.
It's about a space pirate who he's been kind of labeled a space pirate, but he's not really a pirate.
Okay.
What he is he's a sort of a freedom fighter for humanity.
Okay.
But the human government's become some corrupt. Anything that resembles anything good, they basically labeled as like evil or piracy.
Oh.
And
in the story,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
and and it depends on which Captain Harlock story because there's so many.
Okay.
But in the initial story, what happens is there's this group called the Mazone who try to invade Earth, and they're this alien race of people who actually derive from plants. But also, it's kind of got this War of the Worlds thing coming to it because there's actually Mazone who've actually been infiltrated into Earth society for like millennia.
Okay.
And anyway, what happens is the main queen has taken their people because their planet's dying. They decide, okay, we're going to take over Earth.
Okay.
But we have to get rid of those pesky humans.
Yeah. All right.
And anyway,
right?
and Captain Harlock and his crew decide they're going to take up the cause of humanity. And this also stems from the fact that Captain Harlock's best friend was somebody who tried to save Earth before he passed away. So a lot of what Captain Harlock does is in his memory. It's to basically honor his friend who had passed away.
Right. Yeah, it's a really great reason to do it. So that makes sense. So you're a fan of
Captain Harlock is
Harlock.
and there's so many different ones. And like I said, that's just the initial story because there's been many other different Harlock stories over the years, and they're not all the same.
They're like self-contained short stories. And
kind of. I mean, there are some ones that are a bit longer as well, but it's just that each series is kind of telling its own story.
Right. That's a good way to do it, I think.
But it's not like they're one shots. If that makes any sense.
We can like basically like you can just pick up this part and it'll make sense.
Yeah, basically you have this saga, that saga, that kind of thing.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So is this what really inspired
And that's
you?
what inspired Darum Captain Stars. Well, one of the main inspirations, but then also it has some inspiration from like things like Star Trek, some Star Wars stuff, and then also has some inspiration from like Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Kind of felt. Like I said, I actually do have a comic, and it really felt very like Flash Gordon-y, but I want to get your take on like what inspired.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, this shows you what a huge nerd I am. Like, I have like the original 1980 film of Flash Gordon. Yeah. The big cheesy one that's got Max von Sydow as Ming.
Ming, yeah. You see a lot about it, especially like Family Guy does little things about it.
Oh yeah. Well, and the creator, Seth MacFarlane, actually made the movie Ted, and then Ted's got a lot of Flash Gordon references in it.
It's a really great way to go down memory lane because it's just nice to get those characters back. So,
oh yeah, exactly, and that is one kind of lament that I have, especially with movies nowadays. Too many movies take themselves too seriously. I don't think there's enough movies that really just lean into the cheese anymore.
Well, that one leaned hard. It was actually really funny.
Oh yeah, it knew what it was and it leaned into it. I actually have a lot of respect for any kind of medium that does that. It knows what it is and it leans into it. Then I wrote up a script. I gave it to to Gabriel on one of those free comic book days.
Okay.
He really liked it. And what's funny is initially he was just going to help me make up a pitch to like another comic book company. But he ended up liking it so much that he's like, "Hey, I'll just publish this myself."
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And
through Crazy Monkey Inc.
Yeah, through Crazy Monkey Inc.
That's
and
awesome.
I did 3 issues of that over there.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, and this is, it just kind of happened because when the pandemic happened, unfortunately, a lot of stuff went sideways.
A lot of motivation just kind of disappeared. Like
Well,
opportunities.
and not just that, but a lot of places went out of business.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what happened was Gabriel had lost a lot of money, so he had to unfortunately let his people go because I wasn't the only one he picked up. He picked up a whole bunch of other different creators, and they were doing books over there.
Okay.
But unfortunately, after the pandemic, he basically is like, "Listen, I'm going to have to shrink my company. I'm just going to only be releasing my own stuff." But he was nice about it, and he said, "Okay, but here's what I'm going to do: is I'm going to let you all have your IPs back.
Okay.
No fight, and and basically it's all yours. You can pitch it to whatever company you want."
That's big. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, and but he was just honest. He said, he's like, "But I personally cannot publish these anymore."
Yeah. No money left to do this.
Yeah.
I got that.
Anyway, in the interim with all this, somewhere around 2010, I ended up meeting Chad Hardin.
Okay.
And guess what? It was a free comic book day.
At this point, had already been working on his Harley Quinn run?
No, this was prior. Chad and I have been friends a long, long time. I've known him before he made it big with his Harley Quinn run.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, him and I bonded over the fact that we were both fans of Dune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. A great thing to bond over. Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. And anyway, so that's how I got introduced to him. Anyway, him and I would occasionally see each other at various different conventions. In fact, he actually personally took me to the Phoenix convention. I don't think it was called FanFest at the time.
Right.
It's what's called now, but I think at the time, they called it Phoenix Comic Con.
Okay.
Before
they went with FanFest.
Yeah, before they went with
now?
FanFest, yeah. Because I believe that's what it's called now, is FanFest. And he took me there. I did enjoy it, and I really liked it. But then the following year, he went and said, "Hey, why don't you go to Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con?" He said, "You don't have to fly out as far."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he said you could probably just drive over there.
That's right.
And then
because you're from Ivans.
Yeah, I'm from Ivans. Yeah.
And that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours to actually get somewhere there.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
it's
it may at most it's like a 2-hour drive from me to Vegas.
Yes. Exactly.
One of the times when I was staying with him, I think it might have actually been at the Phoenix one. Could have been the following year, but in and around 2014, 2015-ish, we started just kind of tossing out ideas of things that maybe we'd like to do together. Because Chad loves doing art, but he totally admits he's not a storyteller.
Okay.
But he wanted to work with a good writer. And anyway, he had actually read some of my Darum stuff.
Okay.
And so anyway, him and I just started tossing out ideas, and we had this whole thing is like, both him and I really liked like the old Hammer horror movies from the 50s and 60s, and that's like the stuff with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we're also big fans of like the entire Castlevania franchise.
The video games?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then also, because it found its way in there, I'm also a big fan of the Vampire Hunter D like movies and books and stuff.
That's a great one. Actually, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Vampire D. That's cool.
Yeah, and
awesome.
we took all those influences and then kind of put them together, and then that's how we created Deathwatch.
Okay.
Now, I wish I could take credit for the name of Deathwatch, but unfortunately that's Chad.
Okay.
Because what happened was, hilariously enough, initially I was going to name it after the main character. Just kind of similar to what I'd done with Darum, with the
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I was gonna call it Reiner Demon Vanquisher. Anyway,
Okay.
but and
That
God bless
something...
Chad. God bless Chad. He went and told me. He said that's not gonna be a title that's gonna just pop off the shelves. So he said, why don't we brainstorm something else? And anyway, he was the one who came to me and he said, why don't we call it Deathwatch?
Yeah.
And he had a story behind that because. What a lot of people don't know is that Deathwatch, especially in Eastern Europe, especially around areas like Romania and stuff, a Deathwatch is kind of the opposite of a wake. Like, because in a wake, they have the coffin open and people go in and mourn and blah 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 blah. In Eastern European tradition, what happens is Deathwatch is that somebody watches over the body just in case the body happens to reanimate.
Right.
And if the body reanimates, that means it's a vampire and you're supposed to cut its head off.
That's cool. That's a great concept. Yeah. Great name, too.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? That works better than the title I was going to come up with. So, yeah, that's how it became Deathwatch.
So... let me back up. So, Deathwatch is a comic that you and Chad Hardin have collaborated on.
Yeah.
And you've got your main character, Ryan Cushing. He's a 19th century vampire.
A vampire hunter.
Vampire hunter, sorry.
He's a vampire hunter, very much in the vein of, say, the Belmonts from Castlevania.
Okay.
But, if you'll notice, there's also elements of, like, Solomon Kane in there.
Yeah.
We have one issue of Deathwatch released. It's out there, and you can find it on Chad Hardin's website.
And then you've also got one that's another comic with 3 other stories. Artist Elite?
Oh, that actually has Deathwatch in it. What happens is, it was kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar, but back in the old days...
Like Marvel Comics Presents kind of a thing?
Yeah. What happened is, we were doing the first story, but in parts.
Yeah, I love that.
And then eventually we just released the full issue.
So it's like you have a comic where you're collaborating with
other
writers and artists.
Well, no, actually, that first one, it was just the exact story we had done. What it is was that they would take the first 8 pages of each part of the first issue and then put them into this. So it was kind of like a preview magazine.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And you basically get 8 pages of the story, and then leaving people wanting more, and then be like, okay, where do I get the next one? Well, get the next Artist Elite one, and you get the next part of the story.
You get some like a sampling.
But then eventually, after we'd done, I think just a couple of issues of that, we decided, screw it, let's just release the full issue.
Oh, okay, so you did.
Yeah.
These are all Kickstarters.
The samplers were done through a company known as Artist Elite.
Okay, so that was the company.
Yeah, and it actually had a lot of really good names in it, because Brett Booth was doing stuff there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tyler Kirkham.
Yeah, wow.
Oh yeah.
Really cool.
Oh yeah. Let's see, Ryan Kincaid. Let's see, Alan Qua. It had like a who's who of like modern day comic book artists.
Yeah.
Of which, hilariously enough, I was the only writer.
Okay.
Because everybody else was both doing art and their own writing. But like I said, Chad and I kind of teamed up with each other because I suck at art, but I'm good at storytelling.
There you go.
He's really good at art, like excellent, excellent.
So yeah.
But he admits he sucks at storytelling. So that's how we work out with each other.
That sounds great. Hey guys, this is Christian Navarrete from the Never Ready Podcast. I wanted to take a quick moment today to tell you about my family's restaurant, Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. That's right, located here at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite 18 at the Phoenix Plaza in Little St. George. We've been serving the St. George community for over 30 years with some of the freshest ingredients my mother, Sylvia, personally selects herself to make sure that the food is made with lots of love and tons of care. Yep, we've been here for quite a long time. But if you're really lucky, you'll be served by my amazing cousin, Angie. Angie, let them know, what what days are we open?
So we're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
We've got lunch specials running every Monday through Friday, plus a full bar ready for whatever you're sipping on. Can't stay? Grab it to go or order directly on DoorDash. Need a suggestion? Well, my friend Natalie swears by the steak nacho fries.
What a time to be alive.
So if you're in the area and craving some amazing Mexican food, come try us out. We'd love to see you. Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant, located at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite number 18 in St. George, Utah. You can call us directly at 435-674-2767.
What happens with Artist Elite,
Oh, yeah.
kind of, this is a story of my life. Yeah. It was another company that broke up after a small period. And then what happened was Chad and I decided to release it ourselves, and he just released it through his own label.
Okay.
Hardin Comics.
Hardin Comics.
And then that was when we decided to run it off Kickstarter.
Okay. How long ago would that have been? Like last year, a couple of years back?
About 2 years. About 2 years. What happened was, because we would have done something immediately after that. But here's the thing that a lot of people need to know about Kickstarter.
Okay.
Is that if you meet your goal, it doesn't mean you have the money to make the next issue.
Right.
If you meet your goal, it means you have enough money to get your comics out to the people who've pledged for them, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah. This is why when you have a campaign, you want to make like 2, maybe 3 times your goal.
Okay.
Because you need that. Well, there's certain things. First off, Kickstarter charges an overhead.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it a different percentage every time, or is it usually...
Yeah, it's the same percentage every time. And then the other thing is that then you need money to make the next issue.
Right.
You need money, you need money to pay your talent. You need money to make sure that you have enough issues printed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hidden costs that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah. They just assume that you hit the goal, and then you're in the money.
How many issues would you say you do per print run, or at least when you were doing that with that?
Well, with that one, I know we fulfilled all our obligations. I can't give you an exact number as to everybody.
I'm just curious.
But we do have if you have an issue of that, there's a thank you page, and those are all the people that pledged to the comic.
Okay.
And then that right there is your number of people who got their copies.
Yeah. Well, after they got their copies, were you able to get any distribution for like comic book shops or anything like that?
There were a few places that were comic shops that were willing to put our stuff on the shelves, but for the most part, it's pretty much an exclusive you can get on Chad Hardin's website.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if people want to go to that, it's hardincomics.com, and that's Hardin, Hardin. Everybody keeps trying to say it with an E, but it's an I.
Well, thank you so much for making it clear.
Yeah.
We need to know.
It's Hardin Comics, not Hardin Comics.
There's a lot of things that we can discuss, and you have a lot of stories to tell. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad that you came on the show. I always get nervous. I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know you very well, so I'm always a little nervous. I'm like, are things going to go great? Like, is he going to be comfortable chatting? And you're very comfortable chatting, so this is amazing.
No, that's the funny thing is when it comes to the right subject, I'm always like. But then I've been to a lot of conventions too. Yeah. So I know the deal.
Good.
So
you're comfortable talking with people.
Yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing. Is I used to think I was an introvert, but I guess if you get me in the right setting, it's like exactly.
I understand. Have you written for DC or Marvel or Image or anything like that? I know there's been a lot of indie.
No, there is, but unfortunately, no. Because here's the cool thing, and this is what a lot of people need to know. Sure. if DC or Marvel come a knocking,
right.
Fact of the matter is, you do not say no.
Right.
So because there's so many people. It's like, oh, independent integrity and whatnot. Right. Listen, when you have a bank account that says 0, yeah, you take that job.
Well,
but as far as me actually working for them, no, I haven't yet. Okay. You know what? When that call comes, I will take the lowest of the low character, okay? I'll do a Plastic Man story if it means it.
I bet you could do something great with Plastic Man.
Yeah.
So my question is going to be, because you've said you did fan fiction for Thor, you did some fan fiction for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Did you write anything for, like, on the DC end?
Or
is there a story that you would love to tell?
I actually have some great ideas. That's the funny thing. I never actually wrote any DC fan fiction.
Okay.
Maybe I should have. But the thing is that though there's actually several great DC characters that I like. Just like I said, like how Thor is like one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Yeah.
And this is kind of funny coming from me because I'm the guy who likes like the horror, dark stuff. So many people would be like, "Oh, you got to be a Batman fan, right?" No. Here's the funny thing.
Right.
Actually, my favorite DC character is Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But why? Why is your favorite character?
Oh, now that actually has a good story behind it.
Okay.
Now, Superman, for one reason is because he's one of the first comic book characters I got introduced to. There was 2 big comic books I got introduced to when I was a little kid.
Okay.
One, I got introduced to, and this is probably also the reason why I'm such a big fan of like some of the Image guys, but I got introduced to the Chris Claremont run of X-Men, but it was when Mark Silvestri was the artist.
Man.
Yeah.
I love his art so
Oh,
much.
yeah, exactly.
Silvestri.
Also, this was when Todd McFarlane was doing Spider-Man.
Okay.
And he is my all-time favorite Spider-Man artist.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then the final one was I ended up finding the John Byrne run of Superman.
Like his earlier, I guess when they rebooted.
It was shortly. It was shortly after they had done Crisis on Infinite Earths and rebooted the entire DC universe.
Right. He was writing,
Yeah, and then John Byrne was the one who came up with the new origin and everything.
With the Man of Steel mini.
Yeah, exactly.
Into the which
actually led into another one of my favorite Superman eras was. Because after John Byrne left, that was when Roger Stern and Louise Simonson and Dan Jurgens came in.
Dan Jurgens, man.
Yeah. And then that's what led to a lot of that really great late 80s, early 90s stuff, which led to like Death of Superman, Return of Superman, you know.
That's when I got hooked, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. And but as far as why Superman became my favorite character, there was also certain things that happened throughout the years. One is that my dad sadly had passed away when I was 14. Okay. Yeah. Ended up having a heart attack.
For sudden.
Yeah. He was only in his early 40s.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry to hear
that. Anyway, that changed my life.
Right.
I don't care what anybody tells you. It's like I am not the same person I would be today if my dad were still alive.
Right. Yeah.
But what happens is that also changed a lot of things for me. One, whenever I'd watch Superman the movie, there's a scene that stands out to me every single time.
From the first one?
From the very first movie, the Christopher Reeve film. Well, 2 scenes actually. One is when he's, having kind of a fun little race with his dad to the barn. And then, unfortunately, his dad ends up having a heart attack on the way over. Yeah. That was profound for me. Right. And then the other part is when him and his mother are at the funeral. And then he looks over to her and he says, all those things I can do, all those powers, and I couldn't even save him. Yeah.
Great way to remind us he's, maybe not human, but it humanizes him to us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was very profound. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then there's that last scene. Well, not last scene, but it's like near the end. Near the end when, spoiler alert for anybody who has not seen the '78 Superman movie. But you know what?
50 years.
Yeah, but you know what? If you haven't watched it in 50 years, well, then you know what? Too bad. But the part where Lois ends up dying in the car. Right. Here's the scene that's the most profound for me, and it describes how I felt when my dad died. Okay. Like when he sees her dead, and then he just lets out that primal scream. Yeah. That is how I felt when my dad died.
Yeah, helpless.
Yeah. And it's things like that that actually made Superman my favorite character.
Right. I get that. Okay. Yeah. It's intense, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's there. He's your favorite DC character.
Yeah.
It's profound in many ways. It connects you in a lot of ways with your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, and a lot of stuff like that. And then, like I said, as far as the big ones go, so like Superman's my guy for DC.
Right.
Thor is my guy for Marvel.
And they're both huge powerhouses.
Yeah.
And I almost feel sometimes people have a hard time writing both at this point because so many tales have been told.
Well, the funny thing is, you're only as limited as your own imagination.
Right.
If you draw from your own experiences, all you have to do is take your own experiences and just turn them into an epic, far-fetched story.
Right.
Yeah.
For Marvel, what is it? Something you connect with, or something besides, or is Thor like the one story you wanted to tell, or?
Thor kind of stems from my love of mythology.
Yeah. Like
I love Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And even like Greek mythology.
Okay.
I just love stuff like that because I mean I grew up on some of the Ray Harryhausen movies like Jason and the Argonauts and Sinbad and so, just these really fun epic kind of films,
right?
And then who hasn't seen Clash of the Titans?
I mean, I have. I think I saw it in school, and I still love the claymation, everything.
And Dynamation, I believe, is what Ray Harryhausen called it.
Okay.
It was to separate it from animation, but then basically show people that it was kind of this different thing. But that was how you did special effects.
Yeah.
Before George Lucas changed the game on everything, that was how you did special effects. Exactly. The guy you went to, if you wanted the best special effects in your film, was you went to Ray Harryhausen.
God, back in the days.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
But, so it was all that kind of helped me out with that. And then, I like Thor because of mythology.
Right.
I like Superman because, hilariously enough, there's a lot of stuff in that actually runs close to home.
Okay. And given the chance, you would have a good story to tell for either.
Oh yeah. I actually have in my head, and if I ever get the chance to write it, so I hope DC is listening.
Right.
Is I actually wanted to come up with 5 Superman graphic novels, just their own standalone stories, and it would tell kind of like this whole Superman-ish history. Okay. You'd have the first book, which would tell you the history of Krypton and actually tell you how everything led to Krypton finally being destroyed.
Okay.
You have the second book, which would go into Superman's childhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You'd have the third book, which is Superman at his peak, his prime, the Superman everyone knows and loves.
Okay.
Then you'd have the fourth book, which is Superman as an old man. Okay. And basically him kind of looking over his legacy and everything. And then the fifth one kind of shows you, like, the fifth one is way after Superman has passed on.
Okay.
But it goes into, like, sort of the same timeline as, like, the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, okay.
And shows you the legacy that Superman has sort of preserved for everybody.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun take on that.
And
it would be, like, beginning to end.
Yeah, that's nice. It'd be a 5 graphic novel set.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it would be his own thing. It wouldn't even have to interfere with continuity or anything. It would just be its own sort of Superman set.
Right.
And then...
Jared Gifford's Superman, like Brian Michael Bendis' Superman.
Well, Brian Michael Bendis actually did go into the actual Superman continuity.
He did, yeah.
But no, this one would be sort of like, almost like an Elseworlds thing. It'd be its own... It would tell a great, good... traditional Superman story, right. But then also expand on it. But then it wouldn't interfere with what they're already doing with Superman.
It's safe. That's a good safe bet with the Elseworlds, so you can just do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. And then as far as Thor goes, there's just so many possibilities you can do with Thor. Because I mean, the fact of the matter, once again, they don't. I don't think enough people take advantage of the fact he's a mythological character.
Right.
There's so much you can do with that. You don't have to visit all the same worlds. Mm-hmm. Why don't you have him visit a world he's never been to before?
Right.
It's like if you get sick and tired of doing all the Viking stuff, I never get tired of that, by the way. But if they say they do, hey, take him to a world full of, I don't know, like ancient samurai or something.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
just
fun.
you could go into Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but once again, mythological character. There's just so many possibilities. I think there you can just go tap into every which kind of mythology.
Yeah. Just thinking of that, have you read any of the new Absolute Wonder Woman?
Oh,
'Cause
I
they delve
love the
deeply.
Absolute Universe. The Absolute Universe is killing it.
Yeah.
It is killing it.
Yes.
I mean, and no offense to the main titles, but the thing is, if you look at the numbers, those Absolute comics are kicking the butts of the main titles.
So hard.
Sure.
They're really good. They've done a lot of really good reinventions of these.
Oh, they do.
characters. Yeah.
And the way people describe it, and I don't even know if it's still accurate because it's kind of its own little thing. But the best way to describe it is basically be like the DC version of what Marvel did with the Ultimates.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different because
it's really different.
whereas Ultimates is kind of like various creators kind of doing their own take on a character. Absolute, it really feels like these are much more kind of darker, more mature versions of the original characters.
Right, with the whole absolute dark side.
Yeah.
What energy making everything more evil in there?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Superman who actually was already quite grown up when his planet blew up in that one.
Yeah.
So
very tragic.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
and so he's much more of a tragic hero in that one. Batman is not a billionaire.
No, it's a great take.
He's a street level guy,
and he still figures out how to get things done. Like I love that.
Yeah, and
Wonder Woman is
he's a man who lives by his wits,
Yeah.
and then Wonder Woman, they take that mythology, but then what they do is they have it to where instead of her getting raised on Paradise Island, she got raised by Hades.
Cersei.
Oh, Cersei. Sorry, Cersei. Thank you.
In the underworld.
Yeah, in the underworld. Yeah, exactly. But you're right. No, Cersei. But so she's like a darker version of the original. I
love it so much.
I don't know. Because I'm sure you would understand this, but I don't know how many people would. But I totally love that big sword that she carries.
Oh my! In that little pouch.
Yeah. No, but you know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
It does. It looks just like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's the Hera sword or something.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful. It's.
I figure since we're the same generation, the thing is, you would totally get that because our generation
Looks just like
loved Final Fantasy VII.
There does seem to be a lot of fan service. I'll be honest with you, in the best ways with those.
But yeah, I was gonna say it's like because a lot of people say fan service and they use it in a derogatory manner. I think in this case, just as you said, I think they do a fan service, but in the best way possible.
It's just like, we didn't even know we wanted this, and there it is. I'm like, so great.
Yeah, exactly.
About it.
No, exactly what I think about it is that I think that what they do is they tap into nostalgia in a way that people want.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I think it's new enough that people are like, oh, okay, we're not doing the same old tired tropes all the time.
That's my favorite.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some tropes I just love.
Yeah.
And I totally go for it. But I totally understand why people get sick and tired of it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
This is a lot of new flavor to everything.
Yeah, and this is something that still keeps in spirit with the original characters, but at the same time is giving you something new.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, let's just, have them fight Darkseid for the 500 billionth time.
Oh, God.
It's like not that I hate those, but it's nice and refreshing to see them do a different approach.
Yeah. I really agree. What do we got moving forward? As you said it earlier.
Okay. I knew that was inevitably to be the question, but yes. I've got many things in the pipeline. Even some stories that I just might publish on my own. But obviously, Chad and I are still working on Deathwatch number 2.
Okay.
Hopefully, we will have that out before the year is out. So, our goal this year is to have at least one more Deathwatch title at least out this year.
Okay.
And then hopefully we can get to a point where we got this rhythm we're hoping that we can get to the point where we're doing at least 4 Deathwatch titles a year. So you get one at least once a season.
Almost quarterly.
And then the thing we're going to do is that we're not going to do the typical page count. So what we're going to do is we're going to try maybe do 30, 35 pages each book.
Okay.
That way, the wait won't feel so bad, and then you'll be like, okay, at least I'm getting bang for my buck.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to have to hit that website. It was Hardin.com?
Yeah, Hardin Comics. HardinComics.com, and remember, it's Hardin with an I.
So if you want to get a copy of it,
yeah.
Maybe get you back on the show and have
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then as far as other things go,
yeah.
I've got Darum on the back burner right now.
Okay.
But I have all my IP stuff.
Okay.
And in fact, I don't mind revealing this. I've got the entire 4th issue finished.
Oh, cool.
However, what I want to do, I want Deathwatch to be a success, and then when Deathwatch is a success, then I'm going to re-release the first 3 comics of Darum, and then finally release that 4th issue that we have finished.
Are you having the same artist do all the issues?
The first 2 issues were done by a different artist. But there's a reason behind that. And then the 3rd issue and 4th issue, they're done by an artist named Gaspar Rico.
Okay.
And this is a great thing about the internet. This is guys out of Spain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. International. That's awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I did that on purpose because. But the first artist we had, I wanted to look kind of bright and happy and a little more cheerful.
Okay.
Because that reflects the character's point of view.
Right.
What happens is when everything's come crashing down, and I'm not going to give away who it is, but there's a big major event that happens to the main character. You know, it's that someone close to him dies, and anyway. That changes his perspective.
Right.
And what happens is from issue 3 on, it looks a lot darker and a lot grittier because that's how his perspective has changed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. That's a good take on that, though.
Yeah.
It's a great idea to change up the artist. So.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And it becomes more darker and grittier, and I love that. And one thing I love about Gaspar's art is you can definitely tell that he grew up with that extreme '90s art.
Yeah,
and because it looks like that. It looks like it could have been done by maybe like Kevin Eastman or even like some of the Image guys. You know, but it's just got that dark, gritty feel to it.
That's Kevin Eastman of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fame. So
Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird.
No, and then so you've got the 4th issue completed. And you have the artist has.
Oh yeah, no, it's already been done. It's already been done.
Okay.
It's already done. Like I said, it's ready to go.
Okay.
But I'm waiting because what happens is I want Deathwatch to be a secured success.
Yeah.
Then once that's out of the way, then I'll start releasing Darum on the regular again. Plus, in addition to that, one thing I am doing is I am writing my own gothic horror novel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. No art to it, just like the novel.
No, it's just a novel. This is just a regular novel.
Do you already have the title on that, or is that still a secret? Or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless somebody else wants to steal it, but no. I don't mind giving it away. The novel's going to be called Crimson Emblem.
Oh, I like that. Crimson Emblem.
And I'm not going to give away too much, but it's definitely one thing I will give away is that to at least entice everybody is it basically deals with 18th century Germany.
Okay.
Main character is actually a clockmaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. A clockmaker. Okay.
Yeah, and then he actually ends up uncovering a conspiracy of vampires. But that's as far as I'll go.
You've said a lot. No, that's a lot to release. I guess anyone that's looking for you, is there a particular place they can find you?
I'm on several different social media sites. You can find me on Facebook.
Okay.
Just look for Jared Gifford, and my avatar is kind of a death-like character that we had from Deathwatch.
Right, with a little shroud.
Yep, exactly. And then you can also find me on Instagram as Iron Maiden Fanatic.
Okay. Which is funny because the shrouded
Yeah, it's well.
Kind of looks like an Iron Maiden.
Well, it does, and in fact,
homage.
it's the same thing. But as most people know, Facebook and Instagram are now merged. So,
Okay.
yeah. Because it's owned by the same dude. And then also you can find me on Blue Sky as Jared Wayne Gifford.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, yep.
Okay.
And my avatar there is Peter Cushing.
Really nice. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah. And then hey, it's great too because it's not owned by a Nazi.
even better. All right. Well, just wrapping it up today. I guess, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we go?
No, just you know what? Just keep buying the comics. Yeah,
We definitely will.
It
We will
pays the
support
bills.
that. It does pay the bills. Well, as per usual, my name is Christian Navarrete. I'm the host of the Never Ready Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to. And today we've had with us author, comic book creator, podcaster, and comic book fanatic, Jared Gifford. A pleasure.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the words and the conversation. You're awesome, man.
Anytime.
Of course. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you later.
Never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian Navarrete to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet,
But soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready Podcast.
The Never Ready Podcast, created, hosted, and edited by Christian Navarrete. Executive produced by Brian Navarrete and Heather Miller. Theme song developed by Michael Orge and Austin McDonald with lyrics by Christian Navarrete. Check us out on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Copyright 2026.